What is going on, everybody? It's 7up07 here, joined once again by my wife Nisha, and we're going to get into part 2 of all of the games that I have bought or acquired in some fashion over the past 5 years. Hope you guys enjoyed the first one. I know it was quite a bit of games. I'm going to try to make this one not quite as long. There's still a pretty good stack of games here, but I think we can get through these rather quickly. So, I guess let's go ahead and start with one of the older systems. We're going to start with some Nintendo games. First of all, we have some N64 games. I actually got quite a few N64 games in the box recently. A couple of these were from eBay, and a couple of these were ones that were at her house. I guess they were your brother's games, and he kept all of his games in really nice condition and stuff, and I guess he had left them there, went off to college, so he doesn't really want them, I guess. If it's not Super Smash Brothers, he's not really interested in it. So, first one here is one I got off eBay pretty recently. It was in a lot. I got a really good price on the lot. It's kind of hard to find good eBay lots these days, it seems like, but this was a pretty decent one, and that is a box copy of Hey You Pikachu. The only problem you see is it has this little torn off section in the front here. It looks like someone probably yanked a sticker off of it way too fast, so that kind of sucked. I really didn't see that in the picture until after I had gotten it, but I still got a really good price on the entire lot. And it did come almost complete. It doesn't have the microphone, but it came with the game, of course, and all the manuals and stuff, like the quick start guide and all that good stuff. So it's pretty much complete. I just wish that the front cover of it wasn't all messed up. And I actually never played this one as a kid. Did you ever play this one?
No.
Yeah, no, I never. I heard about it, but
I like watching people like play it, and they'll just be like talking into the mic, and apparently they get like really frustrated.
Yeah, I've heard it's kind of hard to get Pikachu to do anything. So, yeah, okay. So the next one is another one I got off eBay. This isn't really a new game, but it's worth showing because of it being complete in box now, and that is Zelda Ocarina of Time. It has all the manuals and everything. I don't think there was anything else to this game. Just like all the old advertisements and stuff in here. I got this for I think about $35 on eBay, and I already had a copy of it, which I sold for like $25, I think. Do you remember?
I don't remember.
I sold it to some guy on Craigslist for like $25, so I ended up getting a complete copy for quite a bit cheaper than they usually would go for. So I was pretty happy about that. I still got to work on getting a. I need to work on my Zelda collection quite a bit. It's for such a fan of Zelda, it's actually quite sad. But we'll get to that eventually. These next two are ones that were her brother's we had at their house, and these boxes are in absolutely pristine condition. He probably put them in that cabinet and like never touched them.
Yeah, there's like a cabinet where we put all like the really old games, and he kept the boxes and everything, and I think he like put the game back in the box, put it in there after we moved probably, and then like all he did was play Super Smash Bros. And like Star Fox on N64, and like the rest never got touched.
I respect his care for the games, because so many kids would have just, like, upon getting the game, just throw the box in the trash and just have the cartridge, so you have to appreciate that a little bit. But anyway, the first of those two is Odor Battle 64. This is one of the longer RPGs on the N64, a game put out by Atlas, and I've heard it's really solid. I know I played it at a friend's house, when the N64 was the system that was out at the time, so that was many, many years ago, and I do not remember this game enough, because it just wasn't one of the ones that I played all the time, like a Mario or a Zelda game. This is one that I played all the time. I have pretty fond memories of it, and I'm really happy. I actually did not realize how much money it was worth until recently, and I don't think, unfortunately this is not a complete copy, it's just the game, and that is Pokemon Stadium 2. There's the cartridge, it's the golden cartridge. I don't know if that is a special version or not. I'm not too familiar with that, but yeah, this box is, again, in just absolutely perfect condition. and this would go for quite a bit of money on eBay these days. So that's really cool that we were able to get those from them. And then I have a bunch of loose cartridges here for N64. I was glad to be able to add quite a few N64 games because the collection I had was kind of lacking. So first one up is Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. This one is a really fun one that I want to play again. It's been many years for this one as well. This was a pretty recent one. Was this one from your house?
I think so, yeah.
I think this one was. I can't honestly remember because I felt like I had it before, but I don't know that I did, so it might have just been when I was a kid. But yeah, this game is really fun. It's interesting that you can if you've played like Super Smash Brothers and haven't played a Kirby series, you're familiar that he can like suck up enemies and take their powers, but in this one you can actually like suck up one kind of enemy and suck up another kind, like a guy, like a flame guy and a sword guy, and then he'll actually have a flaming sword. Like it combines the powers that you consume. So I always thought that was really cool. It's one of the better Kirby games in my opinion. Next one is Lego Racers. I don't know that I ever played this one before. I'm sure with our affinity for Lego games, we'll mess around on it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. The next one is another classic, which I just mentioned, and that's Super Smash Brothers. I never played the N64 one a whole lot. Did you ever play it?
Yeah, my brother would totally obliterate me at it, and then he doesn't play it on N64 anymore, though. But yeah, it's pretty fun.
She should not feel bad about that whatsoever, though, because her brother is one of the best Super Smash Brothers Melee player. I think it's Melee.
Yeah, it's Melee. He was ranked number 3 in New Mexico, but now he's in LA, so he's like he's in the top 30 in just his school or something like that.
He's pretty upset about it. He's at a much nerdier school now, so they're all really good at Super Smash Brothers, so he can't quite brag as much as he used to be able to. But I always thought that's pretty cool. he's that good at it. It's ridiculous. So another one. This is another one I got with the lot with Hey You Pikachu, just a loose cartridge. That's Quest 64. This is one that I had never played, but it was always on my list to play. So I got that pretty recently. I'll get around to it. This is one. It's some sort of puzzle game. Never played it. I picked it up at like a Goodwill thrift store or something quite a while ago, like sometime last year. It was like 50 cents or something. Wet Tricks. I don't really know anything about it. I had the manual. It came with it. It was like rubber band attached to it, but I have no idea what happened to that. It's probably floating around here somewhere in my piles of crap. Which I'm getting pretty organized, I think.
Yeah,
but
lately, it's getting better.
It's getting much better. But there's still plenty of things that are probably loosely floating around somewhere, so we'll get to those one day.
One day.
The last loose N64 game that I have is, I think this came in the same lot as the other ones, and that's Jet Force Gemini. This is a Rare game put out on the N64, which I'm sure, as most of you know, Rareware dominated the N64 with all of their games like Banjo-Kazooie and Perfect Dark and all that. That's all them. So that's another one of their really good games, but probably one of the lesser played of all of their popular games. So I guess we'll go ahead and move up a generation. And we have just a few GameCube games. 2 of these were yours.
2 were mine, and 1 was actually my friend's.
Which we just got a couple weeks ago for a pretty good price. So we'll start with that one. That one is Mario Superstar Baseball. If you've never played any of the Mario sports games, they are a lot of fun. Usually quite a bit more fun than regular sports games because they're just so goofy and all the characters you know and stuff, so they're always a lot of fun to play. Baseball is one that I played less. I always like the Mario Tennis, the Power Tour one is one of my favorites, but yeah, that was a pretty good pickup for the price. So, and then this one is, oh hey, there's a memory card in here.
Oh, free memory card.
There you go, 64 meg memory card in there. I remember when that seemed like a lot of space.
Yeah.
That was like the ultimate
64! Now we have like 100 and
It's
something
like, oh,
in the
64
camera.
gigabytes? No? Okay, so this one is Mario Kart Double Dash, a game we all know and love. I honestly can't decide if I like this one or Mario Kart 64 better. It's kind of a toss-up for me.
I really like Double Dash, but that's probably because they bought it for me for Christmas. It was like the first game I ever really played and stuff. I don't know, but everyone was always like, oh, let's compete. And it's like, but I want to be on the same car as you because I can't drive.
You're not about competing games. You're all about co-op games. And the last one, this is a complete one. It's a 2-disc game. This is the remake put out for the Gamecube of the original Resident Evil, which I never played this one.
I never played it either. I really want to, though.
Yeah, I heard it was a pretty decent remake of this game. And it was a GameCube exclusive. I typically only buy GameCube exclusives for that generation, but I know that they released it after a while for a bunch of other consoles.
Yeah, well, they like remade it and then they re-released it. That one I heard though, like it held up really well. Like it's still supposed to be pretty decent.
I heard that as well. That well, even the original on PS1 is supposed to have held up pretty decently. So even without the remake, it's pretty good. Okay, and we're going to round off the regular console Nintendo with a bigger purchase that we got. I guess it's not a huge thing anymore, but... oh yeah,
nicer.
There we go. This is a boxed Wii that I found on eBay for a pretty good price just a few weeks ago, actually. This is a pretty new purchase. I had been wanting a Wii for ages. She had a Wii at her old house, and I don't think her mom wanted to let go of it.
No, it was my mother's, and she's a big Just Dance fan, so...
Yeah, we played some Just Dance last week. It was pretty interesting.
Intense.
She is frighteningly good at it, and me and her mom are both absolutely terrible, so... But we tried, and that's what's important, so... yeah, so we got the Wii and a couple of controllers and stuff. I'm just so late to the Wii Party. I mean, I played it with friends and stuff quite a bit. You know, it's just one of those consoles that's really easy to pick up and play with people, which is part of the reason why I wanted to get it for us, because we can just sit here and play on the same console with each other, not have to worry about all the other bullshit that came with some of that generation where you have to be on separate consoles and stuff. So I thought that was nice. But, yeah, it's kind of bad, though, that it's now almost 2 generations behind.
Yeah,
because they have the rumors,
the new one,
yeah,
like the Nintendo X or whatever they're calling it.
I personally feel like the Wii U just came out. I guess that's why I like retro gaming so much, though, is because I always feel behind.
Yeah.
But, which I'm really interested to see what this, was it the NX? Is that what
NX, that's the NX.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what it's going to be, because I've heard rumors that it might be like downloadable content only. But it's all speculation and rumors right now. Yeah,
no one knows anything.
Nothing officially released by Nintendo right now, so that'll be interesting to see how that pans out. I don't know. Have they said when they're going to announce anything?
I don't remember.
I can't remember either. I'm sure by the end of the year we'll probably hear something more, though. Anyway, so let's get into our little stack of Wii games. It's definitely one of the smaller collections that we have right now, but this is all the Wii games that we have at the moment. So let's get into these. The first one is Zelda Twilight Princess. This was one of yours, right?
That was mine, yeah.
Yeah, this was hers, and this is actually, I played Twilight Princess for the first time on the Wii. I didn't play it on the GameCube right when it came out, and I really enjoyed it, and I never had played the GameCube for a while after I played it on the Wii, and then recently we went back and tried to play the Wii version, and the controls were absolutely impossible for me.
Yeah, I got it, and I really wanted to play it. So when I first got the game, I was like, oh, I'm going to do this whole thing, because I really, want to get into the whole Zelda series. But then this one, the controls on the Wii were just, atrocious, almost.
Yeah, I didn't remember having any trouble with it when I first played it, but that was, right when it had come out on the Wii, so I guess, the whole thing was kind of new to me. But Yeah, after having played both of them for a pretty good bit of time, I definitely prefer the GameCube version of that game, I have to say. But yeah, okay, so the next one is another one that came from her house. This was your brother's, right?
Yes, this was my brother's.
And that is one that it's high on my list to play, but I have not played it yet. Monster Hunter Tri, which you have played this a little bit, right?
Yeah, I've played a little bit. I started a game. It was pretty fun, actually. I quite enjoyed it. It's like the scenery was super pretty, and it's like super relaxing just to like walk around and stuff. So I really wish I had like really gotten into it, but it was a lot of fun.
Monster Hunter is a series that I have not given the proper attention to, and I plan on fixing that eventually. The next one is one that we bought right after we got the Wii. I just went to GameStop and picked up a few games, and this was one of them. One that I had heard for years was a fantastic game, and we played through it in the course of, 3 days or something? 3 to 4 days.
Yeah, like dispersed, but like
dispersed. Yeah. You can easily sit there and play this game in one sitting. It's pretty short, like 6-7 hours, something like that.
Yeah, I think we played it in 6.
Yeah, it was pretty short, and it's not like incredibly challenging. Did we play it on normal or easy? I can't remember.
We played it on normal.
Yeah, we played it on normal. I know the harder difficulties are pretty difficult, and there were a couple bosses that tripped us up. But it was just a matter of learning the strategy. Anyway, the game is Sin and Punishment Star Successor. And this one is really... I bought it because... partially because I knew I wanted to play it, but also because it says it's a co-op game. I did not understand how that was going to work until we started playing it, which is actually that one of you controls the character flying around the screen and can also shoot, and then the other person has their own Wiimote, and they can also shoot. So I guess that it makes the bosses and stuff a little bit easier.
Sometimes, yeah. It was kind of interesting. Like, as a player one, I think overall he had more fun with it, because you could eventually start doing, like, charge shots and stuff like that. Player 2 was literally all you did was point and shoot, which was really fun for most of it, until it was like, I really wish I could do a charge shot once in a while. Yeah. Or the time when they completely were like, oh, you can't even play right now. Like, there were 2 times that they just stopped.
Yeah, there were a couple points where, or like, even if she could fire, there's some points where like the boss or whoever is not even susceptible to the kind of attacks, like the only kind of attack she can do, so... That made it kind of boring for her at a couple points, but it was still just a fun game to get through together. Just a weird co-op mode, really interesting the way they set up that system.
I feel like that's a good game if you play it with like if you have a significant other who's not into gaming yet, you just give them the player 2 and they can like chill out and have a little fun but not have to stress about like dying or anything.
Yeah, that's definitely true. The next 2 are ones that I picked up mostly for Nisha to play, and I'm still not sure if I regret that decision entirely or not. But at least she has fun with them, so that's good. And I've enjoyed them a little bit as well. So that is 2 of the... I think there's like 1 more of these on the Wii, but these are 2 of them. Cooking Mama World Kitchen and Cooking Mama Cook Off. I think this one came out first.
I'd like to say something about this. I had the app for like 2 days on my phone and I was not about to put money into it, so I did like 5 recipes and I had a lot of fun with it, but I was like, this is not enough. So I deleted it, and then like 2 months later, he randomly bought them. I didn't ask. This is all him.
That's because I have a good memory and I'm a good husband. And I know what you like.
They are a lot of fun, though. I like really have a lot of fun with them.
She asks to play that game constantly.
Yeah.
It's worrisome. Okay, so we got a couple left. Really only one important one. The last one that I picked up, I think at the same time, is a RPG that I read. I never knew about it until I just randomly... It's just one of those games you see and you just think it looks really cool. And then I looked it up, and it has absolutely excellent reviews, and many say it's one of the better RPGs that are on the Wii, and that is Rune Factory Tides of Destiny. This is a game put out by Natsume, which I have not played any of their games in some time, at least not that I'm aware of, but I used to play a lot of... They had like a bunch of like Game Boy Color and stuff games that I used to play. when I was a kid, and they always had this distinctive style I really liked, so I hope to play that one eventually, but there's too many other games on my list right now. I don't know, we'll see. I'd like to play an RPG on the Wii, though. I don't know which one it'll be yet, though. And then lastly, this is one that was like 99 cents. I was just like, oh, what the hell, I'll buy it. And that is Wii Play. So if you're not familiar with that one already, then it's not even really worth explaining to you. Just a bunch of mini games you can play. Alright. So, we have a few... We'll get into the Nintendo handhelds now. Not a whole lot of games here. I do have a few original Nintendo DS games. These all I got as a lot on eBay as well, and I got a really good price on these. It was a bunch of Pokemon games, one of them being Pokemon Platinum version. I did get the box separately because I got the game for so cheap. I just wanted a complete copy, so I paid like just a couple dollars to get the box. It was a pretty good deal. And then right along with that, Pokemon Pearl as well. So I got these two, another game, and Pokemon Diamond as well for like $20, which is usually how much just one of these loose carts would go for by itself. So absolutely great deal, especially for eBay on those. And I already had Pokemon Diamond, so I just resold that one. But yeah, I really that's the full... there were 3 that generation, all 3 of those went together, and I now have the full complete box games for all 3 of those now, so that's pretty cool. I liked that generation quite a bit. You never played it, though.
No, I only played, like, yellow and red.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm proud of that, too, because you played the better ones, so that's fine. And then lastly, I don't know what this is. It just came with the games that I got. I think this is like a Cartoon Network show or something. It's Generator Rex Battle, or no, Agent of Providence. I don't know what that is. You can try to figure out what that is.
I thought it was Wreck-It Ralph on it.
No, it's not Wreck-It Ralph.
Like, why do you have a Wreck-It Ralph
This
game?
is older than Wreck-It Ralph, but I think it's just some shitty... I actually saw that same game on the Wii today when we were in GameStop, too.
Okay, can I just... This literally says, fight alongside Bobo Haha.
Bobo Haha. Well, I might have to play it now. Yeah, I don't know anything about that game. If I'm, like, you know, ignoring some absolute gem of a Cartoon Network video game, please make sure you let me know. Okay, so now we have one more system, which I got several years ago now, I guess, like 2.5 years ago, something like that. And that is the Nintendo 3DS. This is just the small... original one. I think this is the first model that came out, because I know they have a new version now. But I really want to get a 3DS XL. That is high on my list of things to buy right now. Also because she keeps stealing the DS, and I cannot ever play it. So I think we definitely need a second 3DS or 3DS of any kind in this house, but I'm definitely going to buy an XL if I buy one. But a lot of the reason that she has been stealing the 3DS from me is because of this game. This is one that her friend got us as a wedding gift a little while ago. We had a huge mix-up with Amazon. They sent just the game case.
I think it was like from an outside seller.
Yeah.
It wasn't from Amazon. It came from someone else, and they sent like physical case. And I think there was even like maybe a manual in there, but there was no game cartridge.
Yeah, no, it was like a nice condition manual and case and everything, but there was no game cartridge in it. So we had to send it back, and it just took forever. But we finally got it, and that is Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. This is one that I had been wanting to pick up for quite a while and never got around to it, just mostly because I didn't play my 3DS all that much. But I'm glad that we finally got it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And my friend actually got it for us because I think she thought it was like the N64 version that she saw her brother play, and she was hoping we'd let her ride Epona. And I was like, that's not in this. But it's a lot of fun, despite no horse riding.
Yeah.
I really like it. I can't stop.
Way off with that.
Oh, yeah.
The point is not even in the one she thought that it was.
I know, right?
That it's based off of. Anyway, yeah, that's one that we've both been kind of off and on playing 2 separate files on. She is way ahead of me right now, for obvious reasons. But I've only gotten through like the first dungeon, and it was a lot of fun so far. I haven't gotten to explore with the whole, wall art thing, whatever, painting thing. Yeah. I haven't gotten to experiment with it too much, just like the little introductory phase, but you say it's quite interesting.
Such a cool mechanic, and they really like integrated it seamlessly into the game, and they like force you to try using it and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun.
I look forward to playing the rest of it. We got a few more 3DS games, the first of which, this is one I got shortly after I got the 3DS itself, and that is Pokemon Y. Of course, I had to get the newest Pokemon game. I was a little hesitant about it, in fact, because I wasn't a huge fan of the most recent Pokemon games up to this one, but I personally think that X and Y really changed the series for the better. It was a lot more fun than, I forget the ones that I played right before this. I guess it would have been Black and White, and those really just didn't do it for me at all. Really since like the Diamond and Pearl ones, which even those were not as good as some of the older ones, but I really was fully enthralled by Pokemon Y. So I'm happy that they took the series that way and made it more interesting. The next one is one, I think that Torrance gave me this one, actually. One of my friends had a 3DS, and I think he let it get stolen or something. Of course, you know him. And most of his games got taken as well, but I think this one survived, so I was pretty happy about that. And that is Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. I played a good bit of this game. It kind of lost my interest. It was interesting enough, but it was just, I don't know. The Kingdom Hearts series has definitely gone downhill. I'm still really looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 3. I probably shouldn't even say that because it'll jinx it into not happening ever. We've only been waiting how many years for that game to come out? But yeah, the Kingdom Hearts series, we were actually just talking with the girl in GameStop earlier about this, how they've just gone crazy with like the titles, and like they're remaking the Kingdom Hearts version 2.958. I don't know what the fuck is, some like math equation. And so they've just, and the whole story just got really convoluted, like hard to follow, and I still need to go like look up a basic breakdown of the story. I need to do that for Metal Gear Solid as well.
I'll explain it to you.
Yeah, okay, whatever. But yeah, it's just one of those that the series I think just the success of it made it, too convoluted, so I don't know, it could have been better. Okay, and the next one is one that I actually went out and paid a decent amount of money for because I really wanted to play it, and that is Animal Crossing New Leaf. And I played it for a little bit, did not do a whole lot on it, and then I stopped playing it. I don't know why. I used to love Animal Crossing on Gamecube, and for whatever reason, I just did not gain interest in this game. I really don't know. It just didn't suit my style anymore.
I really wanted it, and my brother said I couldn't have it, and I could play Metal Gear Solid instead.
I'm not going to say that was a bad call. But you also have a pretty strong Metal Gear Solid obsession now, so
yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. But are you talking about the original one?
The original
on
one.
GameCube? Okay. Yeah. Well, you should have played that.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Last for the 3DS, and definitely least as well, is one I got with it, Madden Football. I think this was a launch title with it. And it's an absolute piece of shit, even for a sports game on a handheld system. It was just awful. I played it for like 5 minutes, said, what the fuck is this? And I have not touched it since, except for probably right now. So that is it for Nintendo and handheld and everything. So we're going to go to the Sony games now. I have just a couple of PS1 games that I've gotten. So we'll start out with those, the first of which is Tomb Raider: The Last Evolution. This one I picked up for just a couple bucks. I still need to get the price off of it. At a Goodwill, I think, back when I actually had a Goodwill to go to that did not try to charge you $12 for a Tiger Woods '08 on the PSP or whatever. Yeah. Goodwill around here is just insane. Anyway, that's a time for another video. But I never really played the Tomb Raider series a whole lot. Did you play it at all?
No, just the newest one.
Just the new one. So, yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about this one. I don't know that this was one of the better ones in the series, even for the PS1 era. I'm really not sure, but I only got it because it was really cheap, and I have, like, no Tomb Raider games. So, the next one is Crash Team Racing. Pretty fun little racing game, obviously, with all the Crash characters. I was always a huge fan of the Crash series when I was a kid, always one of my favorite ones. This is one that I never actually had when I was a kid, but I played it a little bit after I got it. And I think one of my friends had it that I played it. But yeah, just a fun little racing game, not a whole lot to say about it. And lastly, only 3 PS1 games. We have one that came from her house as well, and that is Castlevania Chronicles. Do you have anything to say about this one?
My brother was like, oh yeah, it's really hard, but it's really good, and you should play it. And that's always his justification for telling you to play a game, is because it's really hard. So, apparently it's really hard and really good, and you should play it.
It says it's some sort of, I think it's like a remake of the earlier one. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, you should read that. I'm not entirely sure. It says it's a revamp of the classic. I don't know if that means it's a version that wasn't released, or if that's like a remake of the first one. It looks like it could be.
I don't think it's a remake, but maybe you play as, because Simon Belmont is the same person you play as, yeah. I think. So I don't think it's a remake, though.
Maybe
I don't know. Maybe. I could be wrong.
It could just be based off of it. I don't know. I'm sure there are people out there that know plenty more about that than I do. So that is it for the PS1 games, and we're going to move to the last system, which all of you know is probably my favorite system of all time, and that is PS2. I'm actually disappointed with the amount of PS2 games that I have right now. It's not one that I've been building up quite as much as I used to lately. So let's see here. We'll start with a couple of ones that I just recently got in a pretty large PS2 lot. Ones that I used to have, for whatever reason, I got rid of them. Actually, I know exactly why I got rid of this one. I'll talk about that in a second. And that is 2 Grand Theft Auto games, Vice City and 3. These were always, you know, like those forbidden games that I wasn't allowed to play when I was a kid. All of my friends played them, you know, most of them in secret also. But I remember I finally got a copy of GTA 3, and I would stash it. I was just talking to one of my friends about this the other day. I would stash it in this pile of magazines that I had in my bedroom so my mom wouldn't find it. And one day, I know she was going to like clean up in my room, so instead of just finding another hiding spot, because I was a weird fucking kid, I decided to go out. This isn't something I've told her, by the way. I decided to go out and bury it in my backyard. So my mom would not know that I had been playing GTA 3, because that was a very big deal to my parents when I was a kid. So, you know, these games always held that special place in my heart. So, Mom, if you're watching that, I don't think that you ever knew about that either.
And it's still out there today.
It probably is. She's about to sell that house, so maybe someone will find it in the backyard one day. Yeah, so those are, you know, nothing else to say about GTA. Absolutely fantastic games. The next one, this is all for Nisha to talk about. I don't know a whole lot about this one. I briefly played it once, I think, but I don't remember anything about it. I just remember that it's supposed to be a very frustrating game, and that is God Hand.
I didn't play it for that long because the camera made me really sick and it was so hard to play. But it seems like it could be like a really fun game, so I did give it like an honest shot. But it was just really like frustrating. I didn't finish it. I really wanted to, and I looked even on YouTube to see if there was gameplay or something, because I at least wanted to see it, and I could not find it. So, do a gameplay of it, and tell me about it.
Maybe I'll have to do a Let's Play.
Good luck.
No, I've had enough frustration with Bloodborne. I'm done with that for right now. I need something easy. I'm gonna play, like, Mario or something.
Cooking Mama.
Cooking Mama. Let's play Cooking Mama. The next one is one that I got not too long ago. I found it for like $1 at a secondhand shop, and I literally only picked it up. I'm not a huge fan of like mech games, so it didn't like jump out at me. This one is Griffin Blaze, but I only picked it up because it is a Working Designs title, and they're pretty infamous for game. Well, I don't know that I'd say infamous. But they're a pretty famous developer, and a lot of collectors really look out for them. This manual is so shiny.
I was about to say, that's beautiful.
That's really cool. Yeah, Working Designs always had some really interesting games, and a lot of their games were just really nice to look at. Like, I guess that's why collectors like them so much. So I don't have a whole lot of them. I think a lot of them came out on systems I don't even have, like 3DO or something. I don't even know, so yeah, that's literally the only reason I picked that game up, and I haven't even played it. The next one, this is sealed, so obviously I haven't played this. Did this come from your house?
Yeah, that was my brother's.
This was her brother's, and yeah, we haven't touched it. I don't know that I will. I'm not a huge fighting game fan, so I might not touch it. Let's see if I can get this title. This is Guilty Gear. I don't know if these Guilty Gear games have always confused the shit out of me with their titles. I don't know if that's supposed to be XX or 20. Accent Core Plus. There you go. I mean, I know that the Guilty Gear games are supposed to be pretty decent fighters. I've played one of them. I don't remember which one it is. I have one on 360 as well. But that one I have not touched. So, not going to say anything about it. The next one is one I got for just a few bucks a while back, and I briefly played it, realized it was not that great, and then reviews that I looked up confirmed that, and that is Silent Hill Origins. Silent Hill is definitely a series that I do not have enough games of. I think that's the only one that we have.
I think so too, and I think that's supposed to be like one of the worst ones.
Yeah, that is definitely considered one of the shittier Silent Hill games.
If not like the worst.
Yeah, it might be. So I definitely would love to find like the first or second Silent Hill. Like Silent Hill 2 on PS2 would be a great pickup. I'd love to find. So maybe one day. Should we save these?
Yeah, I would.
We'll save these till the end. Okay, so next one is another Rockstar title. Literally only held on to this one because, well, A, I didn't have it. It came in a lot on eBay. Absolutely ridiculous looking game. It was one I always saw in GameStop or whatever game store when I was a kid. And, you know, obviously my mom wouldn't let me have this one either. And that is State of Emergency. I have never played this. It looks absolutely ridiculous. There's just, like, fat dudes rioting and, like, outside of a burger shop. There's a bunch of dudes with afros chasing people down with baseball bats. It's just, it looks like an absolutely crazy game. Yeah. It's probably not very good, if I had to guess. It came out right after GTA 3. I always thought it was the first Rockstar title on PS2, but it actually wasn't, so I was always wrong about that.
It has a warning, check ID label on it.
That was always one of the biggest things on that one for me, is they always had the... Some of them even had, like, really big stickers on it that would be, like, graphic content. I don't know how graphic it really is, but I'm sure it's pretty bad for that era. Next one is one I have, unfortunately, this is another series I have not given proper attention. I'm very angry with myself about, and that is Persona 3. I never got into the Persona series. I've played them briefly. Great series by Atlas from what I hear. And I've played some of the other Shin Megami Tensei games, like Nocturne, I think I played that one. But Persona, I have not played.
I've played most of Persona, no, not even most. Quite a bit, though, of Persona 4, and I love it, and I've been meaning to get back to it. I just kind of got stuck at one boss, and if you know anything about Persona 4, you can probably guess who that is. But I got stuck at one boss. My friend told me how to get through it, so I know how to do it now, but I got stuck and I need to get back into it. But I love the story. I love the art style. Persona 3 I've played a little bit of, and I decided to stop until I finished Persona 4. I got this from a friend, and I really liked what I played. It's like a really cool... it's just really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Definitely.
If you like that anime RPG kind of thing, I would definitely recommend Persona.
Which I've always loved, and I always felt like I was missing a part of being a gamer by not playing the Persona games. And this is the FES version, which is, there you go, definitive edition of Persona 3. So it has some extra content on it from the original. Next couple are just kind of like some whatever games. This is another one I got in the lot. I actually have no idea how good this game is or how bad it is. I've kind of heard it's somewhere in the middle, I guess. That's Star Wars Clone Wars. Star Wars games are notorious for being very hit and miss on as far as video games go. So some of them are great. I don't think that's one of them, though. And the next one is Armored Core 3. I don't believe this one. Yeah, this one does not have the manual. I think all the rest of these did for the most part. And this is another mech game. Came in the lot. Don't know anything about it. So, now we come to the pride of my PS2 collection now. Our PS2 collection.
I bought those. So.
Yes, she bought these one day. It was absolutely wonderful news to hear, because these are ones that I would always look at when I was out shopping for PS2 games, and I could just never quite bring myself to drop the money on them because they never dropped in value. So these 3 games right here are probably worth like 20 of my other PS2 games. Like, they're ones that definitely kept their value really well. You want to help me hold them up?
Okay.
And that is the Fatal Frame series, the entire trilogy on PS2. So we have the first and second ones are unopened. Fatal Frame 3 is still sealed. And I'm sure we'll break it open eventually. For right now, we're just going to leave it sealed.
Yeah, until we play it.
Yeah, but we played, I would say, like 75% of the first one, right?
Like maybe more like 50.
You think only half?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've gotten through about half of it. It's actually a very terrifying game.
Oh, it's so scary. But the story is amazing.
Yeah, I knew a lot about these games, but I never... really got into them, and I'm always one of those people, I'm very doubtful I'm going to be scared by anything. She's seen me get scared.
I watched complete playthroughs of the first and the second, and I was okay. And then we tried playing the first, and I was so scared that I couldn't even play half the time. I had to make you play most of it.
I wanted to keep playing it. We had to stop because she was having nightmares.
No, that was the weird thing. I had a few nightmares, but I was okay, and I still wanted to play, but we got distracted.
We did get distracted.
But then, 2 months later, no more even. It's been
It's been
4
a while
months.
since we played it, yeah.
I started getting nightmares about Fatal Frame again. So I'm really scared to play it again, but I really want to finish all 3, so we're definitely going to do that.
Yeah, I'm very impressed by that series, because usually you hear all this stuff about a game being scary or a movie being scary, and then you watch it and you're like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
But these are actually terrifying. Just the whole set, it's not, there are some jump scares, but it's not all jump scares.
And the jump scares are done really well. It's not like some games where the jump scare will literally be your entire screen has taken over. It's just a little thing in the distance that you're going to be absolutely terrified of for the rest of the game.
Especially sometimes because you might not even always be sure that you saw something.
Or heard something.
So you'll just stop and then it's just dead silence, and it's it's really bizarre. If you have not played Fatal Frame and you like survival horror games, please play those games. I'm really excited to get to Crimson Butterfly because that's supposed to be the best in the series.
Yeah, it looks like Crimson Butterfly controls really well. The enemies are some of them are really hard. Fatal Frame 1 definitely has some control issues, but like I said with Indigo Prophecy, that definitely lends itself to the game.
Yes, absolutely.
And I would absolutely say play Fatal Frame. Even if you think you're going to be scared, just turn on the lights and play, because it's just a fantastic game in and of itself. It's actually one of those games that I would say is definitely like an artwork.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, those are absolutely great to add to the collection. Since I did not have a whole lot of PS2 pickups, based on the rate that I used to get PS2 games at, that was nice to get those. So that is all of the games for this time. So that is just about everything I've gotten in the last 5 years. From the rate I used to buy video games at in general, actually not a whole lot of stuff. But it adds up pretty quick over 5 years or so. So yep, that is all for this. Like I said, this is just going to be this single 2-part series, but it's not going to be an ongoing series. So I hope everyone enjoyed it. Please like and comment. Tell me what you thought about it. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. There are plenty more collection videos coming in the future, and I'm going to be starting my game hunting series very, very soon. I already have the first video shot, so I will see you guys in the next one.
Very white privilege.
Very white privilege? What is that?
It's a very white
I don't...
privilege.
You're gonna get banned from this video. This comes with the soundtrack.
Oh, baby. What is this? It's a fighting game?
Yeah, it's a fighting game.
Hey, little girl, come and fight me.
That's creepy.